Okay, so there's a new GDPS editor. So I made... God, I need to find my ways with words before I start this freaking video. Okay, so basically, I made an update to my GDPS editor mod, GDPS more textures. So now it has its pros and its cons though. Let me just show you one part of the pro and one part of the con. Bam. So you see, let me start with the pros. So one, this update makes it so that it's correctly scaled. And two, it's also and two, you don't need a Discord account to download it. All you need to do is go to the link in the description. Unlike the original creator of this middle ground texter, who wanted all of his viewers to use Discord to download it. But the problem was, someone told him that his Discord, like the link, doesn't even work. And he said that you need to add a dev, make an account. I just decided to resort to taking a snapshot from Ethan's showcase right when the middle ground was perfectly outside of any of the buttons in the editor. And then I took that screenshot, got rid of the background, kept the middle ground, and I used the lights pixel sheet file for the size, thus creating a correctly scaled and sharper image of the middle ground. But the con is, because I use the pixel block scale, now if you all never digged through the files, then let me just give you all some context on how this works. So basically, the pixel blocks, their little texture file is a whole rectangle long and not a square. The original middle ground file from my mod was a square, because that was the original file holding the tiny microscopic pixel. And because it was intending a microscopic pixel, it just didn't show up at all. So I decided to take that file, enhance the size, but still keep it a square, and then I added the background from Magma Dash. Then I erased most of the background, just leaving what part of the background is the middle ground. So then that was oversized. But before that, I made hold on. So if I go to did I even say I'm listing? Did I even mention I'm listing the cons now? I don't think I did. Okay, so basically, also the way that I saved all my progress is by deleting most of the magma dashes that belong to regular GDPS. But, as you can see here, I made a foreground texture. See, I made a foreground. This foreground was just a foreground. And so, it stayed that way until I came up with the middle ground idea after trying to restore the pixel blocks, but then I found out that that the foreground was actually the middle ground, and that I used the pixel blocks, and that the pixel sheet became the middle ground. So now, after I found that out, I came up with the idea that if I decide to keep that if the pixel blocks were the middle ground, I decided to take a green screen. And so basically I took a green screen. Basically I made a green screen actually. I set a static trigger on my middle ground texture, on my custom middle ground before the middle ground file existed. You know, the one that I use for gdps. What the heck have I done? I guess swapping the middle ground does that. Oh yeah, and because this is just an update, background still exists. So now, for Magma Dash, I am deleting my background. I can't even locate the freaking Magma Dash background. There it is. So yeah, now I can actually make an official Magma Dash. And now I'm going to be listing the cons. So basically, because the pixel block file is a rectangle, this happens. And basically you need an offset trigger, and you have to calculate how high up it would need to be to look like the sneak peek on play in a player's perspective. What did I just do? Imagine if I just corrupted the world. What the heck? Okay, I don't get this. Anyways, so yeah. Because the texture file is a rectangle, I basically set it to the bottom. See, I set it to the bottom of the rectangle, which was clearly, now that I know, was a mistake. Oh yeah, by the way, I also thought of this as the middle ground as an idea. Basically, I just used a loading circle, which is a very, very, very small object and just fits in its box. Like, the edges touch the edges of the box. So, of course, just took the middle ground there, and it failed. It was too blurry. Plus, it was too small. When I imported it, the blurriness, the game made up for the blurriness by making it too small to even notice the blurriness. So then I went for a different approach. Pixel blocks. Their texture size is bigger. Oh yeah. And that resulted in this being bigger in comparison to this. Okay? So yeah. That's what it would have looked like if I didn't get the idea of the pixel blocks were perfect size. Do not mind my dog. A stranger probably showed up in my house. Okay, so basically, you have to. The offset Y is 16, but don't worry, I already posted the level. And now I'm going to post this video like I posted this level. So. Bye!